Hey guys, this video is going to go through helping you figure out how to solve two-way tables. So before we get to that, I want to do a quick review of finding percents of numbers. So if I asked you to find 42% of 200, there are a couple ways that we learned how to do it last year. Okay, one way is you could set up a proportion. So one way is where we set it up like this, and we put the percent, which was 42%, and a percent is always out of 100. And then the 200, that was the whole number, so that went on the bottom, and we want to know the part, the 42%, so I put X up there. From there, you guys should all remember how to cross multiply and divide, so you could solve that from there. The second way we learned is if you're trying to find a percent of a whole, you can just multiply. So for 42%, I'm going to change that to 0.42, and I can multiply it by the whole number, which was 200. All right, so either way I do that, if I type it in, I end up with 84 for my answer. Okay, so now that you saw that, let's check out this problem, and I'll help you get it started. So it says 200 people were surveyed. Okay, so there were 200 people who visited China. Okay, now it says 85% of those people visited the Great Wall. So I'm going to start with that. I want to know how many people actually visited the Great Wall. Okay, so I'm going to come over to the side and do a little work. Now again, you can choose how you want to do this. There were 200 people and 85% of them visited the Great Wall. So I need to find what's 85% of 200. Well, a couple ways you could do it. Again, you can set up your proportion if you want. So I get 85 over 100, and then 200 total people. I want to know that. Or you could do 0.85 times 200. So when you type that in, you end up with 170. Now let's think about what that 170 actually means and where we're going to put that in this chart. That is the number of people who visited the Great Wall. So on this chart over here, I see, well, here's the thing that says visited the Great Wall. I don't know anything about the Panda Center with them yet. So all I know is the number of people that visited the Great Wall, the total is 170. I'm going to put that right here. So I'm going to come down to the chart and fill in 170 right in that box. Okay, now there is another number that I know that I can fill in. I know there were 200 total people. Well, over here where it says total, I can fill that in, 200. Okay, that's the total amount of people. Now, there's one other thing that you can fill in, and I want you to kind of think about this. If 170 visited the Great Wall, can you figure out how many did not? Remember, there were 200 total people. So these two numbers, the 170 and this number, have to add up to 200. So think about that for a second. Well, you could just subtract them, and you would need 30 here. So this has to be a 30. All right, now the way these two-way tables work is that when I get these numbers here, they need to add up to 170. When I get these two numbers here, they should add up to 30. These numbers should add up to 200. Same thing going across. These two numbers should add up to that. This number and this number should add up to that. Okay, let's take a look at my next sentence and see where we can go from there. So now it says, of those that visited the Great Wall, 30% also visited the Panda Center. So 30% of the people that visited the Great Wall, well, that was 170, visited the Panda Center. So I need to figure out how many that is. So 30% of 170. Again, you can either set up a proportion or you can type it in. So I'll give everybody a second to choose your way. Do you want to do a proportion, or are you going to type it in this way? Okay, so get your answer. All right, looks like I end up with 51. So I want you guys to think, where do you think you would put that 51? So that's the number of people that they visited the Great Wall and they did the Panda Center. So again, it's got to be somewhere over here because they visited the Great Wall and the Panda Center, so it should go right there. And I'm going to fill in a 51. Okay, now from there, you guys should be able to figure out this number. Because think about what you know about these three numbers here. And then there's one more piece of information it gives you. And that's of the people that did not visit the Great Wall, 80% visited the Panda Center. So now you're going to use the 30 and 80% of those people did not visit. So I think you should be able to fill in the rest of the chart now without my help. You just have one more kind of to set up, and that's dealing with the last sentence.